I invite you to embark on a journey of profound contemplation and spiritual insight. As we explore the depths of Scripture and the mysteries of divine revelation, let us open our hearts to the profound messages contained within the sacred texts, particularly focusing on 2 Thessalonians 1:5-10. Imagine, if you will, a fire beyond the realm of our understanding, a celestial blaze not of this world, whose brightness outshines the most vivid flames of our earthly experience. This is not just any fire, but a cosmic and heavenly fire, one that poets and painters have strived to capture in words and on canvas. Yet, such attempts are akin to butterflies chasing the sun, for this fire is the embodiment of divine love and judgment. In the heart of 2 Thessalonians, nestled within the sacred texts, we find a whisper of something ineffable. It speaks of a day filled with grandeur and awe, a scene of such majesty and terror that our words tremble and our phrases falter. Yet deep within us, there resonates a recognition, a realization that responds to the mention of this divine fire. This passage, attributed to the Apostle Paul, was written to the early Christian community in Thessalonica around 51-52 AD. It was a time of expansion, but also of significant hardships and persecution for the Christian church. The Thessalonian believers, having recently converted to Christianity, were enduring trials and tribulations that tested their faith and shaped their spiritual development. Paul's writing served several purposes. Firstly, it aimed to fortify the young Thessalonian Christians, encouraging them to persevere through their afflictions, which were seen as a testament to their steadfastness and faith. Paul reassured them that their struggles were not unnoticed by God and that they were participating in the sufferings of Christ. He reminded them that pleasing God often meant offending the world, a choice that every believer must confront. Furthermore, Paul addressed the issue of divine justice. He acknowledged that the Thessalonians were being wronged, a common experience for early Christians. He reassured them that God would ultimately judge righteously, enacting judgment upon those who oppress the faithful and bringing relief to those who were persecuted. This eschatological hope was central to the early Christian worldview, offering a horizon of hope for those enduring suffering. The Scripture describes a future time when Jesus Christ will return, revealing himself in glory. This event is not described as a physical journey from a distant place, but as an unveiling, an apocalypse in the true sense of the word. A revelation, a laying bare. It speaks to the omnipresence of Christ, who exists in another dimension, yet is intimately present with us through his Spirit. This revelation of Christ is accompanied by mighty angels in flaming fire, a scene of unimaginable grandeur and magnificence. This divine fire symbolizes God's purity, righteousness, and overwhelming glory. It is a fire that purifies, consumes, and stands as a testament to God's ultimate authority over all creation. As we ponder this passage, it is essential to recognize the choice we all face. To know God is not just an option, but a vital decision impacting our eternal destiny. Rejecting God, choosing to live void of his presence, is depicted as the greatest of transgressions. Yet the door to fellowship with God is always open, inviting us to a relationship with him, not just in this world, but forevermore. The trials faced by the Thessalonian believers were not mere obstacles. They were catalysts for spiritual growth and testimonies of their commitment to their newfound faith. Paul's encouragement to them extends to us, reminding us that the path of righteousness is often paved with challenges. In our modern times, where values and beliefs are constantly tested, this message is particularly pertinent. The perseverance of the Thessalonians serves as a beacon, guiding us to remain steadfast in our faith despite the trials we may encounter. Paul's reassurance of divine justice is a cornerstone of Christian belief. The idea that God will enact judgment upon those who oppress his followers and will bring relief to those who are persecuted offers comfort and hope. This notion transcends time and culture, providing solace to believers who face injustices in any era. The promise of divine retribution and vindication underscores a fundamental truth, that ultimate justice rests in the hands of the Almighty. The return of Christ, as depicted in this passage, is not just an event to be anticipated, but a call to introspection and readiness. The unveiling of Christ is portrayed not as a distant future occurrence, but as an imminent reality that could unfold at any moment. This perspective challenges us to live in a state of constant preparedness, aligning our lives with the teachings of Christ and embodying the values of the gospel in our daily action. The depiction of Christ's return with mighty angels in flaming fire serves as a powerful reminder of God's majesty and authority. This imagery invites us to contemplate the nature of divine power, a power that is not only capable of creating and sustaining the universe, but also of transforming it. The fire that accompanies Christ's return is symbolic of purification and judgment, reminding us that our actions and choices are subject to divine scrutiny. As we consider the implications of not knowing God as highlighted in the passage, we are confronted with the gravity of our choices. The decision to reject or embrace God has eternal consequences. This truth calls us to a deeper engagement with our faith, urging us to seek a personal relationship with God and to live in accordance with His will. In our journey of faith, we are reminded that God's door is always open. The opportunity to know Him, to experience His love and grace, is available to each of us. This message is particularly relevant in a world where distractions abound, and the pursuit of material success often overshadows the quest for spiritual fulfillment. Continuing with the depth and gravity of the Apostle Paul's message, we are invited to reflect on the transformative power of faith and the enduring hope it provides in the face of adversity. The Thessalonians' experience, as conveyed by Paul, is not just a historical account. It's a timeless lesson in resilience and spiritual fortitude. Paul's words encourage us to look beyond our immediate circumstances and to recognize the larger narrative of God's plan. This perspective is especially relevant in our contemporary world, where the pace and pressures of life can often lead to a sense of disconnection from our spiritual roots. By embracing the lessons from Thessalonica, we are reminded of the enduring strength that comes from a deep, committed faith. The concept of divine judgment, as expressed in this passage, challenges us to examine our lives and actions. It prompts a deep self-assessment. Are we living in a way that aligns with God's will? This introspection is crucial in an age where moral relativism and the blurring of ethical boundaries are prevalent. The passage serves as a moral compass, guiding us back to the principles of justice, compassion, and integrity that are central to Christian teaching. The imagery of Christ's return, surrounded by mighty angels and flaming fire, is not just a symbol of divine might, but also a call to awe and reverence. It reminds us of the majesty and holiness of God, attributes that can sometimes be overlooked in a world that often prioritizes the mundane over the sacred. This awe-inspiring vision encourages us to maintain a sense of wonder and respect for the divine, fostering a deeper appreciation of our spiritual heritage. The passage's emphasis on the choice to know God is particularly poignant. In a world brimming with information and distractions, the decision to seek a deeper understanding of the divine is increasingly countercultural. This choice represents a deliberate pivot towards spirituality, an intentional journey towards discovering the essence of God's nature and His desire for a relationship with humanity. Paul's message underscores the importance of an active, living faith. It's a faith that is not passive or complacent, but one that actively seeks to understand God's will and aligns one's life accordingly. This active faith is crucial in a world where passivity can lead to spiritual stagnation. It's a call to engage with our faith dynamically, to continually seek growth, understanding, and a closer relationship with God. As we reflect on 2 Thessalonians 1:5-10, let us be inspired to live with purpose and conviction. Let this passage be a reminder of the power of faith to overcome trials, the importance of divine justice, and the awe-inspiring reality of God's presence. May we be motivated to deepen our relationship with God, to live according to His teachings, and to prepare ourselves for the day of His glorious revelation. In doing so, we align ourselves with a legacy of faith that has sustained believers through the ages, finding strength, hope, and guidance in the timeless wisdom of the Apostle Paul's words.